In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how 30 days of no social media can completely transform the way you see day-to-day life. It's going to transform the way you run your life, run your day, run your week, run your businesses, run your relationships. It will completely rewire your thinking, guys. Just 30 days. So stay tuned towards the end of the video, guys, because I am going to be sharing absolutely everything it did for me personally, which completely transformed my life. You know, if you're up for the challenge, and if you clicked on this video, I'm pretty sure you are up for the challenge, that you're going to really enjoy it. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so, guys, with that being said, let's get straight into the video. What's up, everyone? My name's Zane, and today we're going to be talking about a really interesting topic, which for me, I'm super excited to talk about, because it was something which I was thinking about doing myself for a very long time. And I think I just didn't have the balls to do it. I'll be completely honest with you. But for maybe 4 or 5 months, I was thinking about, you know, what if I did come off social media for 30 days? But I just didn't have the balls to actually start and commit to it for 30 days. But eventually, when I started to do it, it was a game changer. Social media has taken over our lives. If you go out on the subway or the underground or wherever you guys live, you know, everyone's on their phones. Everyone's just, you know, scrolling through Instagram, or searching for likes, fishing for likes, and, you know, consuming content, when if they just look up, there is a beautiful plethora of just things for us to take in. If you look at where I am right now, this is just the back garden of one of my friends' houses, and I decided to come out here and do the video because, I mean, look how beautiful it is here, right? And social media detox has allowed me to enjoy some of these things a lot more. For example, things such as a dopamine detox, right? And you know, I'm actually going to touch into that right now. A dopamine detox is essentially where you are not depriving yourself, but you're taking away the things in your life which give you negative dopamine hits, or they're disempowering dopamine hits, right? And then you're replacing it with more empowering dopamine hits. You know, people think that we shouldn't have dopamine at all, right? Some people think that, oh, you know what, we should drop our dopamine. We get dopamine from so many different places, and this, that, and the third, and that we shouldn't be experiencing dopamine. Guys, if you didn't have dopamine, you would be depressed. You would feel like crying all the time, and you'd be miserable. You want to get dopamine from good sources. Social media is a dopamine hit pretty much every second. You scroll through a new post, you see something cool you like that, and you scroll to the next thing. 2 seconds later, you see another thing you like that. Just the act of scrolling is a dopamine hit. You see fancy car, fancy house, you know, a guy with a shirt off, a woman who's in a bikini, right? These are dopamine hits, right? Social media is a huge dopamine hit. You upload a picture and you get 100 likes. That's a lot of dopamine hits very quickly. Each time you get a like, dopamine hit. Each time you log onto Instagram and you see that new follower, dopamine hit. And it's constant. And so it becomes a drug that we're addicted to, and all it really is a sense of validation, right, that we're getting from this. When in reality, we don't need any of that. I'm going to touch on that in a little bit later, but right now I just really want to focus on dopamine. You can replace all of that with getting dopamine from getting a productive task done, getting dopamine from spending time with family and friends, which it's not only just dopamine, it is oxytocin, it is endorphins, it is a whole lot of other chemicals as well that get released. So that combination is obviously very good for you. You get dopamine from relaxing after a good day's work. You do really well in your business that day, you do very well in your job, you want to sit down, you want to relax. Guys, you can treat yourself to a relaxing evening, or a movie, or spending time with your wife, your spouse, whoever it is, right? And that is a dopamine hit, and that is a good dopamine hit. That is something called delayed gratification. But the thing is, guys, the world we live in, there is instant gratification around every single corner. So it really helps with getting rid of all of that instant gratification, allowing us to experience delayed gratification, and actually allowing us to, you know, be more grateful for things in our life, and actually bring a lot of patience. I'm a trader, right? I trade in the Forex markets. The crazy thing that happened was that I started to find myself becoming a lot more patient in the markets. And if you know anything about becoming a Forex trader or having any sort of experience with it, you know that you need patience. You need a lot of it, right? And if you don't have it, it's very difficult for you to do very well. So I accumulated this sense of, you know, becoming more patient which allowed me to experience the markets in a different way. You know, I wasn't looking for trying to make money like this. Again, each time you make money on the Forex market, it's like a dopamine hit. I don't get dopamine hits anymore from making money. I might get a small amount, but my focus is more from the process of what I'm doing, right? Think about your business. Think about your job. It could be, instead of getting a dopamine hit from your boss giving you a promotion, if it's a business, seeing the numbers come through, and you know, seeing the sales come through, it's more so you're enjoying the process, you're enjoying the day-to-day, you're enjoying, you know, building that business model, that sales model, that funnel, enjoying those day-to-day tasks at your job, which allow you to become a better version of yourself and become more valuable to that company. And when you start doing these things, it starts allowing you to become a better person just in general, right? If we take it away from business and we focus on relationships, I mean, we focus on, you know, your spouse, right? Or your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, right? As a lot of people say these days. You focus on these things, you're going to realize it's the same thing in there. We're not trying to look for this destination that we want to be at with our spouse, or in the relationships that we have with people, whether they be intimate or just friendships or family. But what we're actually looking for now is enjoying the moment, being more present with the people we are with. You're not there on your phone the whole time. You're there sitting down with them, having conversations and enjoying that, because you're being more present. Why? Because you're starting to get dopamine from more empowering sources. With that being said, let's actually move on to some of the other benefits that I started to get. So another benefit was that I started to compare myself less to other people. That's a big one. That's a huge one. That's a massive one, guys. Like, I bet every single one of you who are watching this right now has in some way, shape or form, in their past, in their future, in their present, right now, comparing themselves to someone or something or some situation. And I'm telling you, you stop social media for 30 days, you compare yourself less. Because what are you doing? You're not looking at other people's lives and they're driving this car and he's got that chick and she's got that guy and they're living in this house and they're on this holiday. You stop doing that and you start focusing on your mission, your life, your wife, your husband, your significant other, your family, your house, your journey, your mission, your purpose. You start focusing on that. And when you start to do that, all that noise, all that bullshit comparison, BS goes out the window. You don't focus on that and you start focusing on you. You start realizing who you are. You start realizing what you're capable of. And you start realizing that shit, I don't need to compare myself to anyone. How does it make sense to look on Instagram and compare my chapter 1 to someone's chapter 10? It makes no sense. They're in a much farther position in their journey than I am right now. There's no need for me to compare. I don't need to compare myself to Kevin Hart's comedic success career. I don't need to compare myself to The Rock's acting career if you are looking to become an actor or obviously a comedian and whatnot. I don't need to compare myself to Jeff Bezos and his business if you're looking to start a business. I don't need to compare myself to XYZ Forex trader if you're deciding to become a Forex trader. Yeah, I compared myself a lot to other people, and not just the best of the best, even just people around me that were doing just a little bit better than me. It would make me feel bad about where I am. It'd not make me grateful for where I am in my life right now and the things that I do have in my life right now. A few other points I want to give, guys. You know, I mean, when we're talking about comparison, it actually leads me to talking to something which I guess it didn't surprise me, but it surprised me how much it actually was affecting me, which was distraction. Social media is a big distraction. You could be working on your business, you could be working at your job, you could be spending time with a loved one, and you could be distracted by your phone going off all the time. Social media, WhatsApp, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Snapchat, right? These distractions are distracting you from the present moment, right? You want to be focused on the present moment as much as possible, guys, because that's really all you have. It's so easy to get sucked in, all right, and realize that, oh shit, we're actually supposed to be working right now. You know, I've done it. Come on, guys, we've all done it, right? We've been working on our business, working from home, especially, you know, this whole 2020 lockdown bullshit, right? Working from home, and you just find yourself scrolling through social media a lot, right? You know, you're watching a movie and you find yourself scrolling through social media. Like, for example, I remember like a month ago, I went to watch Shang-Chi, right? The new Marvel film. And guys, if you've watched that film, you know how fucking amazing that film is. It was insane. Now with my friends right now, we went to watch Venom last night, and we were talking about Shang-Chi, about how good that film was. Because I was there at the cinema, I remember when the film ended. As soon as the film ended, as soon as the post-credit scene finished, and the lights turned on, I just saw in the row in front of me, I think there was probably about 4 girls and I think a couple of guys. They looked probably early 20s, right? As soon as the film finished, I just noticed one girl. She whipped out her phone and she just started scrolling through social media. Like, she was just scrolling. She was just scrolling, reading, scrolling. She wasn't even liking, you know. She was just scrolling, reading, scrolling, you know, scrolling, reading, scrolling, right? As soon as the film finished, I'm like, yo, we've just been staring at a screen for like 2 hours. We just watched an absolutely fucking amazing film. And you get your phone out straight away, just start scrolling through social media. She wasn't even checking her texts. Yeah, guys, I was being a bit nosy. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nosy. But it just caught my eye. You know, I was just like, it was just right there in front of me. I couldn't help but notice. I'm like, why the fuck are you scrolling through social media? Like, just after a film finished. And then it hit me that there's probably more people affected by this than we think. So if you feel like it's just you, it's not. There's tons of other people. There's been me. There's been the girl I saw at the cinema. There's millions of people, guys, I'm telling you. And so distraction can be a big thing, guys. Distraction can be a huge thing. I found it as soon as I did that detox, guys. I was so hell-bent and focused on my businesses. I was back testing and journaling and doing this, that, and the third. And before I'd know it, 2-3 hours would go by and I'd be like, shit, like, where did the time go? My days, I've never been able to focus like that my entire life. And just to be able to do that just in one go, and I got so much work done. I thought, fuck, like, that's usually more work than I get done in about 2-3 days. I got done in 2-3 hours. What if I started doing that a lot more? And so that feeling, I started to get a dopamine hit from that, knowing that I got so much work done in such little time and that I could do that again, and it actually felt good. I enjoyed the process of doing all that work. Again, guys, you see how this is coming full circle now? This whole dopamine thing, distractions, comparison, and that leaves me to tie up this video with this. You'll realize that as soon as you come off social media, no one gives a shit about your life. No one gives a shit. I posted a video the other day about, my journey so far, authenticity, right? I know many people aren't going to really give a shit until they see the success. The come up story is never heard until the person becomes successful. Otherwise, people don't give a shit. Right? I still post. Why? Because deep down, I know that maybe you might not give a shit, but maybe you can use it as an inspiration to see that, okay, I'm not alone. I don't want you to give a shit about my life. I don't need anyone to give a shit about my life apart from me. And you shouldn't need anyone to give a shit about your life apart from you. It's your life. It's not someone else's life. It's yours. So I realized as soon as I came off, no one gives a fuck. Everyone is so tied up in their own world, in their own challenges, in their own happiness, in their own sadness, in their own problems, that they don't give a shit about your life. They don't give a fuck that you went to Harrods and you bought something and you fucking posted it with your fucking handbags and shit. Like, they don't give a fuck about that. They don't care. Because they're so focused on their life. And so you shouldn't need to be seeking validation from the likes and the comments that you get when you bought your new house, when you went to Harrods and you bought this. You shouldn't need to seek it. If you're going to post it, you post it for inspiration. That's, for me personally, that's why I would post stuff. I used to post stuff all the time. Like, guys, I used to stand in front of fucking cars which weren't mine and pretend like I was renting it or owning it or some shit. I used to do stupid things like that just to get validation from people. Now, I build success in my life, but I keep it private. I build certain things in my life, I'll keep it private. Unless I want to share it to be like, look, guys, I made it. Or look, guys, I've been telling you about this thing that I wanted for a long time and I finally got it. Look, guys, You guys know about my certain journey in trading or my journey in entrepreneurship. Look, guys, I've been able to achieve this. That's a different story, right? Because I want to do that to be able to inspire other people. Don't need it for likes and comments. You see? No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about your life. And you will realize that you will start to seek validation and significance from other people a lot less, to the point where you won't need it at all. The only validation you will need is your own. And that space, that mindset, that headspace is fucking beautiful. That you truly don't give a shit what people think. That being said, everyone, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay? It's been an absolutely amazing time on this video. I really enjoyed sharing that with you guys. I really enjoyed just sharing some of those benefits. And I hope you've taken something away from this video. And if you have, please drop a like and drop a comment in the comment section of your favorite takeaway. If there's any questions which you have, drop them in the comment section as well. I can either answer them in a video or just in the comment section itself. And again, with that being said, guys, I love you all, I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.